Is Audacity spyware? Hi, I'm Hank from Free Podcast Tools here with an opinion piece. We're going to be talking about whether or not Audacity is now spyware. I'm going to pull up this article from the BBC and we're going to go over this. Audio editing software Audacity has denied accusations its new privacy policy has transformed it into possible spyware. The open source free tool with 100 million users worldwide is popular with podcast and music editors. Its updated policy says data can be shared with its Russian-based infrastructure company, WSM, as well as regional law enforcement. Audacity says the only data it exchanges with its users is software updates and error reports. But since the updated policy was published last week, there have been angry calls from concerned users to uninstall the product and revert to an older version. Audacity was bought by the Cyprus-based firm Muse Group in April 2021. Muse head of strategy Daniel Ray told the BBC News, "We don't know anything about our users. We don't want users' personal information. That doesn't help us." And he goes on to say, and the policy written by lawyers to be understood by lawyers rather than the average person was a requirement for any software that sent any form of information back to its creators. Later down in the article, they point out that it is now stated under 13s, people under the age of 13, could no longer use the Audacity app to comply with data laws. The policy says Audacity collects very limited data about users, no direct identifiers such as names or contact details, and an account profile is not required. But it may share the personal data it gathers with staff members, law enforcement, government agencies and regulators, auditors, advisors, and legal representatives of the company, and potential buyers of the business. And while European users' data is stored in Europe, it may occasionally share data with its headquarters in Russia. They say this is because they want to monitor signs of potential distributed denial of service DDoS attacks, when a platform is deliberately flooded with data requests intended to knock it offline. And the representative for the group that purchased Audacity went on to say, the company is not seeking to monetize the 21-year-old product, but seeking to modernize it. Previously, updates were every few years, and they want to do them every few weeks. If you don't have ways of informing users about updates they might miss, then you put the burden on the user to keep up with the pace of change. So it all depends on what's your perspective of data that you don't want getting out there. There are much more intrusive WordPress plugins that you can use for free that will capture your IP address and that ask you for your name, email address, any kind of contact form. And I know you can say that, yeah, they're asking you and that's opt in. I get it. However, do you know that some of those contact forms, most of them, are pinpointing your IP address? Because they are. And there's other websites and services that you visit, I'm sure, that have more stringent privacy policies than this. Now, I initially got caught up in the hoopla and I uninstalled Audacity before knowing the full story. And I installed Dark Audacity, which is just an old version of Audacity tweaked up a little bit. However, what I've read is this doesn't go into effect until version 3.03. So if you stick with the current version, which is 3.0.2, then you can avoid this and just not update anymore if you're really super duper worried about it. But overall, I think this is a lot more hype than it is actual facts. Obviously, they're going to collect some stuff, but what do we do online that isn't being mined? Especially if you have a Facebook account, are you sure you're worried about Audacity when you are doling out all your information to Facebook and all these other social networks? So I think giving up your IP address to a service has left the nest a long time ago, personally speaking. So I don't think this is a huge issue. If any information changes, I'll change my opinion. But for now, I don't think Audacity is spyware. I think it is going from free open source to now free but business owned. And that is uncomfortable for a lot of people. So therefore, the panic sets in. But I don't think you have to hurry up and uninstall your version of Audacity. Do what you see fit. I did download Dark Audacity and I use that, but I already own Audition, Reaper, and other tools. So it wasn't mission critical for me. I just was concerned if I needed to get it off my PC or not. But now, knowing more of the facts and more of the information, I don't see it as a huge concern. But what do you think? Chime in down below this video. Is Audacity legit spyware, or is this just being overblown? I'd love to hear your thoughts. But for more opinion pieces, reviews, and free training, head to freepodcasttools.com.